She is going to be sitting on top of the Jeep leaderboard heading into stop number 3. We knew that prior to that final, but Ross giving herself a pretty good points spread between herself and her nearest rival on the leaderboard now. 2,800 points clear going into the next contest, and it was such a great final.
Yeah, it really was, and that's pretty impressive because we've been talking about this year how there's so much focus on the performance of surfing and the rookie class on the men's side, and then of course what Carissa did in the semis, and you know, it is a battle of attrition. And that's something I wanted to ask you. How do you ever? I mean, first of all, just talk to us about the level of surfing. It's so amazing from all the women.
It's like where to start. Everyone's been surfing absolutely on point since Snapper, and even last year I was going, I need to up my game next year, and it was just amazing. Just the level of surfing here and the rail game that all the women have is next level, and today was just nice to have some swell where everyone could draw those open lines and really show their finesse and power.
We started to see it a little bit last year, Court. You were really starting to pull that spotlight away from some of the big names. And in this event, it felt like yourself and Sally really had to work through some tough competitors. Obviously, a lot of conversation about Tyler and her form after that first event. But also in this event, Steph Gilmore surfing really sharp in the top half of the draw. Carissa Moore, one of the best performances we've seen at Bells. How hard is it to keep their performances out of your head, and even Sally in the semis, and keep focused on your own game?
I think what I do is every heat's a new heat, and whether your competitor has the best heat of their life before you, it doesn't matter. You have to just win the heat that's in front of you. And I think last year, even though I lost the title in Honolulu, you know, there's heats prior where Carissa had like 18-point totals, and I was having to back that up, you know, and it put me in that experience of having to understand my stress and the nerves and how to handle it. And I think just staying calm and being in the moment, because you can have a heat that pumps way better before you, and then you have to go and you might have a 10-15 minute lull.
You bring up a pretty interesting fact there, just that those pressure moments. Strider Wozalewski was chatting with your camp up on the Gold Coast, and he kind of got into basically your off-season training a little bit and talking about recreating those high-pressure moments. You're in one in that final. How do you simulate those moments in the off-season? Is it something you can only work on when you're actually in the moment?
There's little techniques that we do, but I'm definitely able to put myself in a virtual sensation of experiencing those high-pressure moments, and then you have to figure out what decision's the right decision for that particular moment. And sometimes it doesn't go your way, but what I've been trying to do is just back myself all the way, and then you learn from the mistakes later if you make them, but that's all you could do, you know.
Well, I love your focus. I saw you free surfing yesterday at the bowl, and the luxury of not needing to kind of focus at Winky. You were able to just concentrate right here. You think that helped today?
Definitely. I think yesterday I was feeling like a full Grom surfing at the Bells Bowl, and it was funny because Richo, he could see just this googly-eyed Grom in me, and he's like, quick surf today. I'm like, damn. I want to put in like a 4-hour session. But then, you know, it paid off just being out there, and I had a couple moments in that free surf where I was like, all right, I have priority. How am I going to use it? And it paid off today.
Big time. Let's reflect on this final, because Sally Fitzgibbons, super aggressive. Looked like Ross, she really found some momentum in her semi-final heat. She started off really on a tear, but medium-sized waves.
Yeah, and she looked smooth. And what's cool, I think something that she's really added to her game is just kind of, you know, Sally's never been accused of being slow. She's one of the fastest surfers on tour, but I was impressed at how she really was just knifing through that offshore chop. Courtney, you were, you know, heavy-footed all day, which is the name of the game, with that strong offshore wind.
Yeah, it was insane, that offshore. It kept playing tricks on me on, that closeout section. Every time it tested me, I was just like, I got to nail one of these, you know? And I had that one in the semifinal, I think, where I just airdropped, and I was like, I kind of bailed out at the last second because I didn't want to break that board, and I figured it was a gnarly drop.
It was really hollow.
Yeah, the thing threw out, and I was just going, really? Is this what you're doing to me, Bells, right now? But, and then, yeah, it was just trying to be heavy-footed, but also set the rail. I think that was key today, is laying into the rail and committing to your turns, and that board just stays on edge really well. So I could have that commitment and confidence with the equipment too.
Barton Lynch was joining us on the commentary throughout the day, and a former winner here, he was really talking about the set waves and just how you get those bigger sections of water to work with. I think that was probably the difference in the final. Was that a game plan for you to get yourself on the bigger waves out there?
I think I always, unless it's like snapper or something, I'm always looking for the wave with size, just because I like riding bigger waves because it opens up your turns and you just get to lay into them more. And today it was definitely a formula, you know, with having the swell we did, and then I was looking for the second ones, not the first. On my first exchange, I was like, I should wave for the second wave. But it didn't end up costing me, you know, it was just to get my rhythm going and get into the rhythm of what the ocean was doing.
A very close heat, and as you can see there, just a tenth of a point separating yourself and Sally in the end. The big difference was that 9.03, served extremely well under pressure. Just reflecting on your start to your 2015 campaign, you obviously were in the title hunt up until the last event, but you started the year last year with a fifth and then a semi-final finish here. You've just come off the back of two final finishes. You must be feeling really good going into an event that you won last year.
Yeah, I think it just kind of takes the pressure off a little bit. Last year, I definitely didn't have a great start at snapper, and I was kind of kicking myself. But I was like, it's of no consequence. That'll be my throwaway. And now, just having keepers, you just kind of get that rhythm, I think. And yeah, last year I was definitely going into Margaret's wanting to, you know, win it. But this year I will the same. You know, I love that wave. And yeah, so just having those two results will kind of allow me to loosen up, I think, a little bit more.
Beautiful. Well, congratulations from us, and we're going to go to a break. And when we come back, we're going to see you on the main stage ringing the bell.
Thank you.
Courtney Conlogue, your champion at the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach
Psyched.
2016. See you in a moment.